Hi Healing Fam, how you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing wonderful. Thank you for checking my video out today. If you don't know me, Gina Chumesi, your favorite psych nurse practitioner. If I'm not, then I'll become your favorite psych nurse practitioner. So in today's video,
most of you women that are 30 and up are invisible to most of us men that are doing what we're supposed to do. Oh, wait, what are you talking about? You can be strong and independent. I know I'm in the suburbs. I've been in the suburbs my whole life, whatever. I see single black women who can't find a man. I see a lot of women who can't find a man. But once you hit 30, you become invisible to the men that go out here and do what we have to do. So all of that, I need my man to make 100,000 and all that's out. Just like we want women that are in shape. Oh, you don't want to talk about that. Because I know who I see when I go to the gym. Black women, you sit out here, been on this TikTok saying black men don't want us. Oh, they want white women and Asian women and Spanish because they know how to act. They know how to be feminine. Y'all don't. Y'all are too masculine. That's why y'all become invisible.
so for my take on this video, on this man stating that women 30 years plus are invisible. So about 4 points come up on this, especially for a woman who was married for over a decade and really learning and unlearning some of the patterns that we were conditioned for, especially women, of color, minority women, immigrant women, highly religious women, the conditioning of being raised from childhood to become a wife needed to be unlearned. And they are learning, meaning that you're in a space and frame of mind where you center yourself as a woman. And centering yourself as a woman, meaning you're working on your emotional health and observing, your counterpart, men especially, still having that misogynistic conditioning of society of not embracing emotions in that sense, or even embracing the ability or the skill set. It's a skill, you gotta learn it, and being aware of your triggers and how to manage it. It's all about managing, wishing away. Nobody's perfect, but nobody will ever be perfect. But being able to do the work in the inside, to reflect on the inside, and being able to take accountability for where you kind of maybe fall short or fall off the wagon of your interactions, and being able to be willing to do the repair work, which can look like, hey, messed up, I'm sorry, can we revisit, this is what we can do better, and if needed, or if need be, bringing a third party in there to really help to work on some type of sort of resolution. But you have to be in that space of awareness for your own emotions, your attachment styles, your reactivity. If you're, anxious attached, if you're social anxiety, if you're anxiety alert, if you have trauma, if you're in survival mode, so that you can also attract a similar patterned mindset of a partner, like a heterosexual partner, if you're in that type of relationship or dynamic. So working on yourself is so important, not only emotionally and being emotional aware and where you fall short, but also working on centering yourself financially, so you're not there being on fight or flight mode and looking to your partner as a rescue to rescue you financially. Be able to work on your finances as an ongoing thing, even if it's not established already. Nobody's a finished product. So you can also attract a person or a partner who's open and willing to partner with you, so you can build a legacy together. Not a partner who has so much insecurities that their one and only goal is the fact that they look to you as a means to an end, and their goal is to suppress you or have you as like a working machine, or you're working, making the money, but their goal is to control your finances and control you and have this dark psychology, or using manipulation tactics, make you feel crazy, gaslighting you, projecting, reprojecting, like just like a circular type of dynamic where you cannot make any forward moving momentum on agreement or establishing agreement to how your relationship looks like and will look like in a year, 2 or 5 years. So you have that individualistic goals working on yourselves, but not a man with that mindset where they're just gonna suppress you, oppress you, not want you to live and navigate and live in your purpose, but rather shame you for wanting to live in your purpose, your drive, and who you are at the core as a person, not just a person who owns a hot pot or a person who is there to give you a quick dopamine hit because they can use your body, because they can use your womb to produce children, and respect you as a person with emotions and a vast level of emotionality at the core, but you're open and willing to work on things as you navigate life together and navigate life as individuals and also as a couple. So I know I put a lot of spiel there, but that's kind of another twist to so many ways that I say it in different videos that I've done in the past. So it's not like a man hating and misandry by any means, but also advocating for your needs and continue to advocate for the needs of the man, of you as a woman, and doing the dance of making it work and finding the middle. Hope that works. Hope that helps. Hope you can leave me a comment or two and subscribe and hit me up. Hit me up. Hit that like button. Okay, bye.
Man who is not emotionally mature, you become mentally deranged. It will practically make you a witch. You will look like a mad woman. That's what it's going to make you. You begin to shout. You begin to manifest characters you didn't know you have. It's going to almost scatter your head. You look at him and say, I was not like this now. What are you turning me into? You married him. You manifest things you don't know you have. You become toxic. Every time you are seeing things in his bag, it's going to bring things from you that you will see yourself acting out things you never thought you could act out. A strange man can practically make you a mad woman. Look well before you leap. I just want to marry this year. Many things are happening this year. This year is my year. This is my season. These are not funny matters. These are serious matters. One of the signs you'll see in a man who is not emotionally mature is insecurity. Now, hold on. Insecure people are the first people to notice pride. They are the first to observe pride. Because when somebody is confident, it hurts their ego. They believe no woman should really have. But when a woman has money, she becomes proud. So they find a way to break you so they can control you. Break you with what? Say things that will hurt your feelings. Say things that will break your heart. Insecurity. How can she be any more than resign if you truly love me? Insecurity.
This is an article that I came across while doing a little research on the oppression of women over the years, and this depicts women in 1920s since the 1930s. There was some level of freedom that were coming along, including freedom to be able to vote, own a bank account, because back in the days, women were not literally allowed to have that. So when you lack that and you lack the capacity to make financial choices for yourself and your children, you can't leave. If you're married, a lot of men will marry women to produce children in order for them to have that labor in the family farm, businesses, the home, or whatever it will look like for each family. So it was more of means to an end to have a woman, to produce children, to increase the family, to be able to have more hands on deck, to grow for the family and to grow a legacy for the man. That's how it was. That's why women at that time will have multiple children. The more you have, the more you have this minions of people to do the labor, and the woman will usually run the labor in the home to manage that. But they barely have any say. A lot of those women were financially oppressed, financially abused, physically abused, essayed, spiritually abused, neglected, not honored, not respected, not regarded. Most women are viewed as object, and that's the same mindset with misogyny that still exists till this day. Even though things have really evolved and changed, women are have had to work hard in order to rub shoulders with men, not for the sake of doing it, but for the sake of being afraid to be there, like what happened to our grandmothers, what happened to our great-grand aunties, what happened to our mothers, our aunties, our sisters. We've seen it with our own eyes. A lot of women were so oppressed to the point that they developed diseases, cancers that took them out of this life that we're doing earlier than they expected, because they had to absorb so much stress, inflammation, and they had to endure so much bullshit at their own detriment. So now, for the dark psychology of it, is a lot of men still expect women to be the same way in regards to having an opinion, protecting themselves, being able to walk away when it doesn't feel safe and feel right. It doesn't feel literally humane. But while in the 1920s saw some progress for women, including the right to vote and increase participation in education and the workforce, mothers in the 1920s still faced social expectations and constraints that could be considered oppressive. They were often encouraged to prioritize domestic duties and motherhood over personal and professional ambitions, and they face wage and workplace discrimination. That's the motherhood penalty. So this is why a lot of move and a lot of voices are going ahead, not to be feminist in the way where you're hating men, but to continue to be a voice to hopefully continue to work towards equalizing the playground when it comes to finances, being able to be heard, to be considered, to not being a threat. That a woman with ambition and desire to do something of herself, to really pursue her purpose, doesn't make her a menace or a threat to a man's ego. If a man is secured in himself and where he's going and his goals, he doesn't need to suppress and oppress a woman in order for him to achieve that. He will actually see the woman as an asset, an added mind, hands that can help elevate his decision making, but not somebody who's just piece of furniture, a piece of a thing that it's just a means to an end for him in the home, if you know what I mean. So that's my little take with my little exploration down the AI web. Let me know your thoughts and opinion on what your mindsets are regarding women on these days not being like our mothers. Our mothers literally did not have a choice or have the skill or the career or opportunities that we have now to be able to work online, do classes online, being able to voice. So long as you're willing and open to doing it, you can, but still be able to have feminine and, being able to be demure and being able to, to be feminine, but still be able to pursue your dreams, your goals, emotionally, mentally, financially, and to show up in yourself as a woman, but not like a manly way. A man and a woman are so vastly different. How we navigate life, how we show up, but being able to appreciate each other's strength and weaknesses and bringing that together as a union, I think it's no-brainer. Okay, love it up. Bye.
If you're a Nigerian lady and you're 30 or over 30, and you and I brought to sis, if you're a guy watching me, just scroll the go up. We see Premier League matter. I just want to talk to these girls, these beautiful damsels, these girls who have actually experienced one or two, where men, listen. If you are that kind of girl or that kind of young lady, you are over 30 or you are, you just clocked 30, I believe you must have experienced, the male folks, you must have experienced one or two heartbreaks. If you started dating early, you must have experienced, some kind of male shenanigans and all that. And you already have that fear of, if I'm experiencing this in relationship, what will marriage look like? Very good. Now, this will favor you mostly if you are abroad, whether you date Canada, Europe, this thing will favor you more. But if you're still in Nigeria and you're that part of, in this category, they listen, they follow up. So you know how to pick up or where to pick up. What you are going to do is that, first of all, find a guy that likes you, right? That likeness should be there. The person should like you. I mean, when the likeness enters, respect and other thing comes in. You as a lady, you already know how to handle the emotions of a man. That is your part. If you're very scared of having your man cheating on you, in marriage. You don't want to experience that. You don't want to just start experiencing all this whole thing you experienced during your dating days and all that. What you are going to do is start now to that very person you like. If you're in abroad, start speaking about relocating over there with you. Do this like a humble woman. Don't do this like you are helping somebody. Make it look 50-50. Give the person the sense of responsibility. Don't cater for everything. Give that man you like the chance. Make it 50-50. Okay, let me bring 50. But first of all, make sure that this person likes you and make sure you're already in a thing with this very person. The reason why I'm saying this is because if you succeed in doing this very thing, I'm very sure, trust me, I'm very sure you're not going to experience this cheating oriented kind of marriage, all these things you won't experience it that much. The reason is because the reason why most Nigerians or most Nigerians, let me speak for Nigerians men, the reason why most Nigerian men cheat, we hear a whole lot of this, not be say it's a hungry men to cheat, but because they have excessive freedom. Nkechi, Angela, Mata, Patience, I don't know why these names are coming. Comfort, they feel me? I said it is because Nigerian men have excessive freedom. God, have freedom. Freedom of too many things, freedom of being unemployed, freedom of having any woman at will. You get the picture right now. That is somehow irresponsible life. You need to structure it, right? If you take a man abroad, first of all, you must work. You don't have any reason. You must work to be accountable to the government. You must pay your tax. So they've already structured and conditioned you in a place of working to earn a living. If the man is working, you are also working. He has two options and no other option in that place on a day. Mind his business that earns him money and mind the family. Pass. Even if there is going to be cheating, he has already been conditioned to work and earn a living and face his family. You understand? When the government calls him for documentation or anything, he answers. That's all. If there is anything that is going to be cheating oriented, go past. Bring the camera down small. No, move to the right. No, now stay. Go past some. So if that one is, you can control it. That sense of lost freedom will take a while before it will be replaced or balanced properly. So from that time to when he's adapted to the system, you'll be bearing one or two little frustrations. So may life no go bore. Take a womanizer to UK. Take a womanizer to America. You will see that his cheating lifestyle will drop. If you're a man, you feel me, say, yeah. I know, say, it will drop because your freedom has been restricted. There's a day before. So if you're a lady and you're in this very category, keep speaking about relocating to him. Right? Unless he doesn't want to relocate, but just try. Remember that I said that you must know the percentage of what you are into with him. The level of commitment before you say this. So the formula is, first of all, restrict his freedom. Don't try to fight that cheating spirit or try to control it. You need to restrict that freedom, that excessive freedom rather, that contributes to this. Because once you have excessive freedom, you have time to do too many things. That's it. So control that very excessive freedom and replace that very excessive freedom with a more deeper sense of responsibility. That's exactly what you're doing. It's not as if you're cutting them off. Replace them so that he will not feel so bored and tired. It will be like they took him to hell because he lost his freedom. Those freedom are nonsense freedom. Those excessive freedom. So once you are able to control that very freedom, have his eyes on what is primary, what he is expected to do as the husband, as a mild stranger in that very country. He will be structured. He will plan himself. Nobody go tell him. He will know that the only duty he has in this life is his family, his work, his family, his work, his family, his work, and investing. And I've noticed that any man that replaces that excess freedom with deeper sense of responsibility, success is guaranteed in their lives. Success is guaranteed in their lives. It builds more focus.
If you're 30 plus years old, you have no business letting a man keep you as his girlfriend for over 3 years. You mean to tell me you let that man take 5 years to decide if he wanted to be with you and you still not even engaged? And if he decide he want to up and leave tomorrow, he can? Baby, get that man out your husband way and stop playing Barbies. Remember we was little girls and Barbie and Ken and you lived in the dream house? That's y'all. Y'all live in a dream house. Get that man out your way. He obviously, it don't take a man that long. And if you spoken to enough men, they will let you know. It don't take them that long if they see you as a wife. So get that man out today, tomorrow, tonight, whenever. But baby, it's over with. Sew that shit up. Go find your husband or let your husband find you. But oh boy, it's just, you just comfortable. He's just there until he's no longer comfortable. He's holding you back from your soulmate. And it's time for that man to go.
Yes, I'm 30 years old with standards. It's the end of the world. I'm going to die alone. I'm so happy that I got my master's degree instead of wasting my time dating. Trust me, if I dated, my hair would have fell out my head, okay? Dating causes stress. Stress causes hair loss. So I'm so happy that I am 30 with a master's degree and not a man dragging me down.
Most of you women that are 30 and up are invisible to most of us men that are doing what we're supposed to do. Oh, wait, what are you talking about? You can be strong and independent. I know a lot. I'm in the suburbs. I've been in the suburbs my whole life, whatever. I see single black women who can't find a man. I see a lot of women who can't find a man. But once you hit 30, you become invisible to the men that go out here and do what we have to do. So all of that, I need my man to make 100,000 and all that's out. Just like we want women that are in shape. Oh, you don't want to talk about that? Because I know who I see when I go to the gym. Black women, you sit out here, been on this TikTok saying black men don't want us. Oh, they want white women and Asian women and Spanish because they know how to act. They know how to be feminine. Y'all don't. Y'all are too masculine. That's why y'all become invisible.
Women about to be 30 or in your 30s, please stop listening to men like this. Okay, I'll be the one to say it. As a woman in her 30s, I hope I'm invisible to you. I hope you don't see me. I hope when I'm out, you don't even look at me. And if you do look, most importantly, you don't speak. Always a man with a ruffled Durberry hat on and a City Trends chain that's going to tell black women who ain't looking and why they ain't worried. Let's listen. I know he don't have no money for real because he said $100,000. We are in Trump's economy, babe. We live in America. $100,000 is the new lower class.
Just like we want women that are in shape. Oh, you don't want to talk about that? Because I know who I see when I go to the gym.
Sir, you've never been to a gym, let's be honest, and you look like you're on your last leg. Black women have raised their standards and black men are getting so upset about it. Not all black men, just that kind. Black women have started journaling and drinking water, drinking smoothies, caring about what goes into our bodies. We started meditating, and some of us are deep into shadow work and spirituality, and some of us are getting closer to God. Some of us are starting businesses. Some of us have been in business for 5-10 years and it's successful. And it's actually successful. Some of us are going back to school. Some of us are about to graduate. Can't speak for all of us, but all of us ain't worried about you or men like you or men that think like you. When you change your quality of life, your quality of men change. And when you raise your standards, you'll see that the men that can't reach those standards will become angry and they'll start to attack the very people that they claim they can't even see. If that ain't delusion, you see that a black woman is masculine and takes on some of the characteristics of men. It's because she had to be like that in order to survive in this world. That's hyper independence. And it's a trauma response to always being let down and having to rely on yourself, having to teach yourself, not having people around you to guide you. So we get there. It just takes us a little bit longer. But when you see a black woman that isn't living in survival mode, you'll see a soft woman. And that's what we're striving for. A lot of us are being lied to. We're told that a man is to provide this soft life for us. That's why a lot of us are screaming, I want a man with money. I want a man with money. But really what we mean is, I want a man with stability. I want a stable life. I want to get out of survival. More and more black women every day is saying, you can struggle by yourself. If you find a woman in the gym, a white woman, wherever race woman that wants to wake up to that every morning, so be it, but you gotta leave the black women in their 30s out of it. Please, we want to be left out of the group chat. Please, I beg. This might be a just me thing, but I stopped listening to American men and started dating non-American men. And I know freedom. I know peace. I have seen the light.
I went out for the first time, and I will say, like, it's not it. The women out there is not it for me. My wife is at home, rubbing her feet together, cuddled up with her pillow or dog or even cat. Cause that ain't it. What I seen outside today was just like, it gives me no hope. That's why I don't go outside, because I'm a hopeless romantic, and like that right there, like wearing lingerie still, going out and like just the fits just be not fitting, and like just and then some of y'all came and had your alcohol, you just be all over the place, and like you'll go from looking really good to like looking like I'm cool.
I don't know what woman in what unhappy marriage needs to hear this, but one day in 2021 was the last day I ever had to pick up a man's underwear off the floor. And that's because I left my husband, and now life is so much better. And this can happen to you too.
What is more important in a man, financial stability or emotional stability?
Emotional. Yes, definitely.
Emotional stability. Emotional stability.
Emotional. Emotional.
Oh, she's thinking. Oh. She's thinking.
Oh. Emotional?
Okay.
Emotional stability.
Mm-hmm.
Emotional stability is really important for me, and then we can figure out being financially stable.
I like that.
Yeah, I feel like emotional stability, because I think financial is, it's not that hard to get.